All right, so this is a fully working SaaS application. This is called LaunchKit. I built this in a little bit under a week using Claude Code and anti-gravity. And the reason I built this, anytime you build web applications, you more or less are going to do the same things over and over. Well, I like doing those same things over and over, but wanted to make it configurable. And I want to create a blueprint so it's easier to do and also save you money on tokens. So by the end of this video, you're going to learn how you can use this blueprint and take one of your ideas and actually make something and get you 80 to 85% on the way there. If you're not a programmer or somebody who's done this before, this video will be great for you. Let's get into it. Hey, so if you're new here, I'm Caleb and I build a software and AI product and I make these so you can actually do it too. Now today I'm building a real SaaS from scratch and I'm going to be using LaunchKit to show you. I've actually used LaunchKit on several of my products before, including this particular site. And one thing I ask is whatever it is that you're building along with, just comment and let us know. And if you need help, always feel free to reach out. So here's the thing no one tells you about when you're building with AI. AI is an incredible coder, but it's like the fastest junior developer you've ever had. Junior meeting all the criteria, doing everything you put on the job description, but still being junior in experience, still making a mess when there's no structure. And one of the things I've learned working with AI is if you keep things too vague, it will start hallucinating, it will start creating bad artifacts. It won't really do what you need it to do. As a leader, you're usually providing structure and support to avoid those situations from occurring. And that's really the unlock. It's not better prompting, it's giving AI guardrails and governance so it does exactly what you want it to do without going off the rails. Okay, so let's get started on our project. Now again, LaunchKit, we're going to sign in here, and the reason you're signed in, and once you're signed in, you're going to get two options. There's free and there is a paid version. Paid is really just 95 to 98% you doing everything and being ready to launch more or less in a weekend. Whereas in the public template gives you opportunity to kind of see what's required, but it gets you like 80-85% there. So we're going to use the free version, that way we can explore. And let me just go over the tech stack real quick so you have an idea here. It's more or less a TypeScript, JavaScript code base, sprinkled with a few different things in here. But you'll see I am defaulting the Next.js 15. 16 is coming soon, guys, so just hold out. But I wanted to make sure I covered a lot of edge cases when you're building like a blueprint for other people to use. You want something that is reliable and supported and documented, meaning people go on Stack Overflow and have enough support for you to troubleshoot if you still need to troubleshoot if your AI agent can't do it for whatever reason. But you'll see here I'm biased towards Next, TypeScript. Now you'll see there's a few different ways you can set up LaunchKit. Now I made it as easy as possible. Of course, you clone this repo and get started, but I like using another approach. So like I was saying, I have a cool way that you can get started with LaunchKit, and you can do everything from the terminal without having to download anything. So I created this npx command, so you can see here, you would just type in npx create LaunchKit latest, which brings in the latest version from the npm registry. One idea I've been having is creator OS tests, and the reason I want to make this app is something I will be making as part of this series. Is as a content creator, a lot of times I'm using AI to come up with content ideas. Keeping everything organized is kind of challenging, and there's multiple tools that I'm touching, and I really wish there was just like one tool where I could do everything. So I want to create like a creator operating system for myself, and if it turns into a product, that'll be awesome. But let's solve it for me first, and we will use LaunchKit. And when we kick this command off here, it's going to ask us like, you want to install the following packages. We're going to say yes. I'm just going to call it tests. Okay. Let's say we use the free version. So this command will do everything for you. Like I was saying, it's going to clone the repo that you see right here, and it's going to more or less prompt everything you need to get started. I can't tell you how many tokens. Telling Claude, hey, set up Clerk, hey, set up Neon. This is just all organized for you, which I love. So let me finish setting us up and we'll go on to the next portion. For history, we're going to say yes. We're going to just go with the recommended Neon, Clerk, Stripe. That's exactly what I use for LaunchKit itself. But you can go custom, and custom really allows you to do pretty much anything you want. And here is where you have to do your 5 to 10%. It's going to ask you for your Neon database. Now, if you don't know what to do in this case, then I recommend you start working with your AI agent to help you set up. Maybe this portion of it might be too technical for you, and you might want Claude Code to help you. And if that is the case, then you would just clone this repo yourself and then ask Claude to help you get started. But in this case, you would just know where to go. I go to Vercel, you would go to Clerk, you would get all of the information that you need, and there are steps. And if you don't know how to do that, you ask AI to help you do this, and it will help you step by step go through. Now, the last step is we want to do an install, but this gets you about 80 to 90% what you need, guys. And honestly, some people I realize don't even realize these are the different tools out there, because when you work at organizations, to have an auth service, you think to yourself, there's a whole team that was doing that particular service. I need to do it for myself, but I'm only a team of 1, 2, maybe 3. It's fun fact, they said the ideal archetype for AI teams in 2026, 3 people. If you guys know me, 3 is my number as well. And here we even prompt, do you want to do the marketing site, which is kind of like the selling site aspect of it, which you'll see a lot of apps do. What does your app do? It does that. Target audience, new content creators. So I created this cleanup script. So depending on your answers here, it might just more or less remove the things you don't need. We can say no. There you have it. You have a whole project set up. This is something I wanted to make because if you don't consider yourself a web developer, you have a whole web application. And let's test it out. Okay, let's test this out. So I already went into the project directory here. We're just going to do PnP and dev. It should spin it up on 3001. You will get 2 different things that pop up. You're going to get, and of course, this is assuming you're doing a SaaS, but you're going to get like your documentation. So going over, and again, this is just based off LaunchKit, but whatever app you're building, people are going to need like the docs to help them. And then the actual marketing page, which you'll see here, you can see more or less have the same template I have on the Get LaunchKit marketing page without the content. And this is really a good starting point. Okay, now the fun part, the specific thing that makes this app fine. Now you can see here we are in Claude Code on Opus 4.8, and in plan mode, I want to say I'm building a content creator operating system, help new content creators organize, research, and script. Publish your content. We need you to create a roadmap, milestone based. Then each milestone will pick features that can be validated. I think that's good enough. Don't want to use a whole bunch of tokens here. And then really, this is the process, guys. I literally tell it, like, this is what we're trying to do. And what I like about this is in the template that we've created, we created guardrails behind the system. Here, let me just show you real quick. Like I was telling you earlier, there's different folders. So you can see here within a .Claude, you have rules. You can go in here and edit your rules, but the reason I set up rules here is a lot of the time when you're building an application where senior engineers are get on you, is they're going to tell you like, no, you don't put your webhook handlers in the billing routes, you put in the webhook handlers, you put in the dashboard pages. You get the point. Like, things are organized in a specific way. So that's what the rules, and that's what we have for the different types of AI agents, whether you're using Warp. You can see Warp here has the workflows, but you have the deploy, the scaffold, the dev setup is really, really nice. So again, these are things that are just already in place, assuming you're using these different tools. But it's informing the AI agent on how your project works. You can see here, I follow a mono repo structure. That's just a fancy way of how I organize application. But we want to make sure the AI knows how we organize application. If you're building something and you're like, hey, I need an MCP server, you might just want to organize it and put it in the MCP server package. That's one example. So again, that organization is already there. You don't have to think about it. That's why I like to encourage people to use LaunchKit. That way, a lot of that like work, want those benefits, but you don't know how to get there, it's already done for you. All right, so Claude Code asked me a few different questions. And the one thing I will tell you is when you're building out your application, really focus on an MVP, because if you're like me, sometimes you can just start telling it to do, hey, I want to do 100 different things. That's why I built LaunchKit, because I was actually getting annoyed because I had the tendency of saying, hey, let's do this, and also let's just set up Clerk while we're at it. Hey, while we're doing this, let's just set up this type of routing while we're at it. And it was like, crap, I'm wasting tokens, and it's also messing up the context. So being very specific with your MVP is going to be helpful. And remember, LaunchKit is going to do a lot of the foundational pieces that actually get money into your pocket. But you do need to focus on the idea. So make sure your idea is very clear. What I want to do for a Creator OS here is just focus on using AI to script and draft up content using AI different tools on the same. So guys, I want to be honest with you. As I was building out LaunchKit, I ran into some issues. So I wanted to show you a different account. And issue number one, when you're trying to build a blueprint and sell a blueprint, especially how I was doing it, I didn't realize how many repos I might need and how to properly maintain it. And please, if you know a better way, let me know in the comment section below. But I found building this out, I had the LaunchKit repo for myself, which is what you see right here. This is like the production version of it. Because it's a blueprint, it can give you the ability to access it. Here's an account where it has the LaunchKit Pro availability. The way you access it is you actually put in your GitHub username, and it will send you an invite so you get access to the full and tech version of LaunchKit. People in, baby. You can see here's like the LaunchKit Pro version of the code base. One problem that I actually had was I didn't realize how many different code bases I would need. So we have the LaunchKit Pro, we have the LaunchKit Free, and then I also have my own specific LaunchKit product one, the production version of it. And that was kind of a thing, because I didn't realize to do like a blueprint properly, you might need to set it up, and then you have to manage and maintain. Claude Code didn't really have too much of a challenge managing the 3 different repos, but that was a challenge initially, just figuring that out as I was building this out. Challenge number 2, making things configurable at the point where it's not doing too much. Now, I would love to hear people's feedback on this, but see, I like to use Clerk because I feel Clerk makes it very easy to just set up authentication. That information gets stored. I can access it easily. Ultimately, I don't want to have to worry about people logging in. I want them to be able to log in with GitHub or Apple, and then I just want the app to be able to work from there. Every place I worked, we had a dedicated auth team. I don't have that team anymore. So this tool, very popular, but I was really debating because see, some people like to use auth, and there's nothing wrong with it. This is authentication too. You can do everything. You can be server side, you can be client side. There's a lot of options here. Biggest challenge I'm kind of allude to is how do I make it configurable without like creating too much boilerplate. It's actually quite challenging. And last but not least is actually creating something that might be worth it beyond just thing I'm trying to say like, hey, you have a template. Okay, cool. But like, what else do you have? And when I see other tools, like I'm a big fan of 21st.dev, and I think I want to get LaunchKit to something like this. But see, they have components, and that's really the next point that I want to start focusing on. But one thing I did do is I created what are known as Claude skills, but this in an organized manner. Like there's so many Claude skills out there, and when I see people talk about them, I'm always like, okay, that sounded awesome, like how to give it to me. So everything I've ever used, I try to organize it within here, and you can see within the dev tools, like these are the different dev tools that are super helpful when you're working with AI agents, whether it's Claude Code, Anti-Gravity, Cursor, Codex. But these tools, ones I hear people talking about, or they're tools I use and I want to have that MCP AI connectivity. And there's easy ways to say, hey, like, how do I install it? Here's an MCP server to use the Neon database. Or, hey, Caleb, like, I want to use a front-end design skill. Here is a front-end design skill. You can literally copy it. You can view the documentation and see it comes from Claude itself. So again, this is all part of LaunchKit, but just getting these things organized is the challenge, because sometimes when you're building these products, you have to make sure you're building something for people and you're solving a problem. And one of my problems was I am just so sick of going to all these different places to find all these tools. And then when I do use them, I forget about them over time because there's so many. So those are just a few different problems that I encountered, but I think all things considered, of being a pretty good product. So I went ahead and I just wanted to kind of show you what I was able to build within the last hour and a half in Claude Code anti-gravity. You see here, this is the creator hub. This is more or less our sample version and still has some tweaks, but you can see here we have a board. Here's my AI assistant named Jenny, and you can see here my channel analytics, and it's like, hey, here are your action items for today. Here's a short form queue, Claude God mode. Even when you click on it, give you a hook. Here's exactly what you need to know about Claude God mode. And then going from there. And again, this is a really good foundational piece. I really like this layout too. It kind of reminds me of 11 Labs, where they're creating like this creativity content creator aspect to it as well. So you can see here a lot of different things, from daily inspiration to newsletter, content studio, all just within an hour and a half, guys, all built on top of LaunchKit with shortcuts, a whole bunch of different capabilities. You do not have to be a software engineer what built today. You just need a foundational blueprint that does pretty much what people like me do for a living. If you have something like that in place, then you're just using Claude to actually build your idea and iterating on it. You implement feature by feature. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Sure to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comment section building. I genuinely like to hear what people are building, what their thoughts are on LaunchKit. We'll hear you guys' feedback, parts you like, parts you didn't like, and yeah, that's all I got for you. Next one.